Man, it's that old thing, perseverance, consistency, hard work. My goal is to put the same work into, my businesses, my family that I put into football, and I've been running with that mantra since I got married back in '97, that if I'm going to have a successful marriage, I got to, the same hard work and same consistency and discipline I had on the football field, I got to put in my marriage and with my kids and with my businesses and all that. So it teaches you a lot, man. How to deal with your fellow man and not look at his color, but look at what he can do for the overall good of what you're trying to accomplish. So sports to me in general is just an incredible deal. When you talk about football specifically, because of the closeness of guys, I just believe it's an amazing sport.
Welcome to another edition of Talking Ball with the Czar. I'm Emory Hunt, the Czar of the Playbook, on the campus of SMU, Southern Methodist University, with defensive ends coach Randall Joyner. Coach, appreciate taking time, man.
Pleasure, man.
You played here at SMU.
I did.
You got your start here coaching at SMU.
Yep.
Then you went coach other places, but
Yep.
you found yourself back here. I always wanted to know, when you're a player, you don't really see the coaching part. Some guys do, but at some point in time, you realize you want to coach. At what point did you realize that's where you wanted to go, and how that process ended up happening for you?
I mean, it probably had to be my junior year. I've always been kind of a natural leader and really loved football. And so I was kind of that guy. I was that football player. I didn't have the measurables, but I was fast enough on the field, strong enough on the field, but wasn't going to pass the eye test. And so had a great career at SMU playing linebacker. Started for 2, led the team tackles, interception, great career. And it was about my junior year, my defensive coordinator, Tom Mason, came to me and said, "Have you ever thought about coaching?" I was like, "No, not really." But I started thinking about it then. And then so, fast forward, after my senior year, didn't get any next level looks. So I just kind of was still training for some CFL stuff and just started volunteering. And so I volunteered here 2014 season at SMU and fell in love with coaching, man. And it was awesome, man. And just the feeling of waking up every day and loving what you do and making an impact in somebody's life. I mean, I knew that's what I wanted to do. And from that season on, I was like, hey, I'm committed to this, and this is my life calling.
Now, when you were back at playing, I know this was a part that I had to go through. You coming out of high school, we had like maybe 4 or 5 plays.
Right.
Then you get to college, you have this big playbook for your position.
No question.
And then you have to learn everything.
Right.
But then I didn't realize how much I loved that part of it, the strategy of film watching. Was that the same thing for you?
No question, man. I've always and I was fortunate enough, I had older brothers and my dad, they love football, so I've always been around the game and loved that aspect. But coming to college, in high school, you're just playing ball. You know what I mean? It's just something that you've been doing your whole life. But you get exposed to a lot more on the college in terms of strategy and scheme and fundamentals. And so that definitely fascinated me, and I wanted to learn. I'm curious. Curious is a desire to learn, and I always want to learn. And so I remember those days where I was a freshman sitting in Tom Mason's office and was like, hey, man, teach me the game, man. I want to learn how to watch film. And so I always had that curiosity, and I love it. I love that part now. And so some of my greatest mentors, from Urban Meyer, Greg Schiano, Larry Johnson, Tom Mason, June Jones, are all curious. They have that desire to learn, and I've taken that from them. And so I'll never be a guy that knows it all. I don't want to know it all. I want to go learn it and make it my style and continue to enhance what I'm doing.
Now, you were a linebacker here, and you're coaching defensive ends, and that's like going from running back and coaching receivers. There's certain things I could teach them, the uniqueness. So you have a uniqueness playing behind those guys, hand off the ground. Now you're coaching those guys that are up front. Where is the uniqueness and where is the crossover of the position, and what can you give them from a linebacker perspective that'll help them be a better defensive end? Right.
So, the front seven is tied in most defenses. And so as a linebacker, you know, you're responsible for a certain gap or you know, certain responsibility, and you have to know the hole. You have to know where, hey, where's this defense lineman going to be at, because I know, hey, this is the hole I'm responsible for. Then also you have to know what the pass drops and different things like that. And so the uniqueness is, you know, I was a running back safety coming out of high school, and so I knew the back end, and then I got transitioned to linebacker, so I knew coverage wise. So linebackers, you got to be able to know what the D-line's doing and what the secondary is doing. And so I think that, you know, me understanding the whole, I can, you know, let my guys understand that, hey, okay, let's just take why defensive linemen should know what the secondary is doing. So if you know that, hey, we're at the back end, we're bringing, you know, 2 extra guys in the front, all right, we're pressuring, you knowing that the ball's going to come out fast. And so now I know, hey, my pass rush, I got to close the pocket, get ready to match the hand with the quarterback. Or I know, hey, we're dropping a guy, we're only rushing 3, right? We're playing a max coverage. I know, hey, I'm probably going to have to work out. I'm going to have a couple double teams. I'm going to have to get contained for the quarterback. My pass rush is different. And so I think that's important to understand that. Also just understanding, okay, where, if I'm taking on a double team, if I'm a 3 technique, and I know that this backer's going to be downhill, I know, hey, I don't have to hold on to this double team too long. As long as that linebacker's downhill, that double team's going to come off. Now I can expand back to my gap. So there's a lot of crossover. I think it was the best thing, and for any coach, is to understand the whole. Go teach something else. It was the best thing. Tom Mason did this for me when I went to Hawaii. I played linebacker, and I was in the same system. It was my DC at Hawaii when I was a GA, and he said, you know, you're not going to go coach linebackers. I said, well, why not? And he was like, no, you need to learn the defensive line. You know the back end, you know the linebackers, you need to know the whole, and that's going to make you a better coach, and it did. And so, you know, I relay that to my guys. And so in terms of understand the whole, understand, okay, we're in cover 2 here. Understand that, hey, this is, you know, we're playing cover 0 here. The ball's going to come out fast now, man. We're bringing guys. And so I think that's very, very important to teach our guys the whole, teach them the game of football. And you know, in these days, these kids want to know why.
Exactly.
You know, they're going to know why. And you have to. And I learned this from Greg Schiano, man. If you just know what to do, you'll never be the boss. You'll never be in a position of leadership in terms of leading individuals, because you just know what to do. But if you know the why, now you understand why we're running this blitz, why we're doing this, why we have to teach this way, and then now you can move up in the world. Now you can take ownership. And so that's what I tell my guys. If I don't tell them the objective, the why, I tell them, you better ask me, because I want you to know the why. I want you to understand that, and then I help them grasp. Okay, that makes sense, coach. That does make sense. Why I have to be here, why I have to maintain this B gap, why I have to maintain this C gap, because I understand where the pressure's coming from. If I'm the, you know, for example, I'm the defensive end to the left and we're bringing pressure to the right, I understand, hey, I need to do more of a speed rush, get up the field, because where's the quarterback going to flush to? Exactly right. So, you know, things like that, teaching them why and understanding the whole scheme of things helps you develop a better football player. And, you know, that's what we're in the game to do.
Just talking to you here, I know you are a passionate dude, man.
Yep.
You love exactly what you do. You are where you need to be or where you're supposed to be.
No doubt.
Football is a game that tests you all the time.
No doubt.
But the fact that you're here, you're coaching, you played, what is it about the game that you love the most?
Man, I love that it's a platform that teaches you the fundamental skills you need in life. And so I firmly believe this: whatever you put extra time in, whether it's orchestra, band, or choir, or football, basketball, what it is, it's a platform to teach you. And just as important as it is sitting in that classroom learning, you know, the Pythagorean theorem or whatever, it's just important to learn how to persevere through adversity, to be able to handle and work in a team environment, to be able to be a great teammate, to be a leader, to be able to have social skills and things like that. It provides you a platform to teach you all that. And I love the game of football, man. It's crazy what a little brown ball can do for you and open doors. And, you know, football is not who I am, it's what I do, but it has made me who I am in the life skills and why I love college, and that I don't see myself going to the professional level. I love college because you get a young boy, okay? You get an 18, 17-year-old boy who's the first time he moved away, right? He's got to learn how to wash his clothes, cook, have to manage, you know, time management,
right,
different things like that. I get to teach that. I get to teach that to them. and how to do that, how to respond to adversity. They're used to being the man. Now they got to come to the bottom and grind their way up, find a new role. That happens all the time, right, in life, where you got to, you know what, you're not going to just start at the top. You know what I mean? And you have to climb your way. You have to grind. You have to experience tough times and great times and learn from that. Football teaches that. It teaches you how to be committed to something, right? I was telling my little nephew this. He's a really good football player, but he hasn't played basketball like 3 or 4 years. He's on the C team, and I mess with him. I'm like, I've never been on C team, whatever. But I asked him, how many times have you been to the gym over the break? He said 1 time. I said, in 2 weeks. I said, Trey, what are you doing? I said, you need to perfect your craft. Whether he's going to be a basketball, he's probably going to be a football player. And I was telling my brother, I said, it's not the fact that, he's not going to be a basketball player. It's the fact that he needs to learn how to commit to perfecting his craft. Right. To working towards something. Because you know what? It's not going to be football. He's going to be in marketing, and he's going to be at the bottom. And he's got to learn how to work his way and perfect his craft and become an expert at what he needs to do and to learn. And so that's the lesson that needs to be taught there. And that's what I get to teach guys here. Whether you might not be a first-round draft pick, that's okay. But you know what? You can use the experience of you grinding your way up, being from a backup to a starter to an all-conference player to being a great businessman. You know what I mean? A lawyer or whatever it is. And it also teaches you how to become a man. You know what I mean? And that cool thing I like to do with my guys, I like to see them outside my element. Without my coaching hat on, my whistle. Right. Seeing me around my nieces and nephews and teaching them how to be a man. You know what I mean? I really believe this. Real people, real individuals can say, I love you. I tell all my guys I love you before they leave, okay? I need help, and I'm sorry. And I do that with my guys. And I got a platform. I'm not teaching them how to, how to balance equations. There's nothing wrong with that, chemical equations, nothing wrong. You need that, okay? Right. I'm not undermining education, but what I am saying is that whatever you're putting extra time in, it's a platform. It's a platform to teach you the skills that you need in life that necessarily you don't learn in a classroom. And we get to do that as coaches. And so that's what I love about the game. I get to impact young people's lives. And I tell all my players this, I tell any recruit this, if my athlete is a better player than person, I didn't do my job. I didn't. I guarantee them they will be a better person than player. Because guess what? The player's going to end. The person's going to outlive the player. And we know that. We're testimony of that. Exactly. And so the cool thing of me kind of being relatively young and kind of around there, kind of 5 years removed from when they played, is I can tell them, hey, man, think 5 years from now. Think the decisions you make now are going to impact your life. I'm telling you. I've seen guys that I went to college with, that I went to high school with, that made great decisions, living a great life. I've seen guys that made bad decisions, now they're struggling. And so I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do that. And so, I'm young enough to be able to relate to them, but also, I call it tough empathy. Having a balance between the task at hand that needs to be done. We have to win. Right. I have to teach them life lessons. Yes, that's my job. But also having a respect for their perspective. I've been in those exact classrooms. I've gotten a degree from here. I know that. I know what it is having 12 hours, having pressure from home, girls, alcohol, all the issues that they have to learn how to respond to say no and what to do. I've been there before, and so you got to have a balance between that, and I call that tough empathy. And so that's what I love about the game. It provides me a platform to impact young people's lives. And why I coach is to create a legacy that creates opportunities for others. I want people to look at my life and say, you know what, I want to be better than him. I'm glad he did this. He paved the way. He did this to allow me to do that. And so that's what my dad has done for me, my mom, my uncles, my brothers, past coaches. That's what they've done. And so that's what I want to do. That's why I coach. I want to impact young people's lives and create opportunities for others when they come through.
We're sitting here. I grew up not too far away in New Orleans. Okay. And big college football fan, big football historian. I know how tradition-rich this program is. Pony Express, former running back. I love Craig James, love Eric Dickerson, Dandy Don, Meredith. A lot of great history here at SMU. So the tradition is second to none. But with all the options kids have nowadays, because everyone is on TV, everyone is on some sort of streaming device.
No doubt.
Why would a student athlete choose SMU?
There's a couple reasons. Okay, first of all, it's not a 4-year decision, it's a 40-year decision, correct? And so the degree here carries weight, especially in this state. You get a degree from SMU, you're going to be taken care of for the rest of your life. Why? 82% of our professors have the highest form of their degree in their field, okay? So you're going to get a quality education. You're going to get, also, our professor to student ratio is 1 to 11. Wow. So now you're going to get one-on-one attention. Your professor is going to know your story. Funny story, when I came back here, we had a professor appreciation night. And so 4 or 5 professors came up to me, man, we've been following you. You went to Hawaii, you went to Ohio State. Man, we love what you do. We follow you. You make us so proud. They knew where I was from. And where does that happen at most universities? You're usually just a name. They grade a paper and they go on. So if that professor knows you, they're more likely going to help you, in your career. So that you're going to get a quality education, and they're going to help you with career opportunities. And that leads me to my next point. You're in Dallas, one of the #1 job opportunities or cities in America. And so you're exposed to different sports teams, different industries that are here, and you have career opportunities. There's things to do. This is a place where a lot of our guys live after college, and where you can raise a family in a suburbs, north or south or east or west from here. But also then you have the career opportunities here to advance in your career field. And then next is our alumni take care of their own. I mean, we're kind of a close-knit group that look and follow each other, and they want to see each other succeed. And I love that about that. And then, so I didn't even talk about football yet, the opportunity. Now, you're in the heart of Dallas, one of the top recruiting areas in America. You have an opportunity to do something. Like you talked about the history here, you named those guys. Those guys made this, took this university, this logo to a national level. So when you come here, a lot of kids, when they go to a certain school, the logo makes them.
Right.
Okay, so they're just another guy that's there, and they get lost in the sauce, they get lost in there, and they just kind of want, you know what, that's great, you know what I mean? But when you come here, you have an opportunity to make the logo, to be a legend, somebody that they're gonna remember the rest of their life in Dallas, where people are gonna remember you. So when you come back, oh man, that's Cortland Sutton, that's Eric Dickerson, that's Taylor Reed, Marcus Hunt, that's that guy. And so you get to build your career, your legacy here. They're gonna remember you. And so that intrigues me. I'm a guy that wants to be kind of known forever by making a difference. You know what I mean? You have that opportunity here when you play here. We get to play in one of the top conference in the AAC. So you're gonna get exposure. Our facilities are great, man. We're just building a $30 million indoor. Our kids get fed 4 times a day. We have the best strength coach, and I believe one of the best in America. I mean, in Kaz Kazadi. And so he is the guy that imparts in our guys the mindsets and develops them. And then you have a leader like Coach Dykes, who has a vision for this program, that's from here, that wants to be here. And so wants to see SMU succeed, and grew up seeing SMU being successful and being that top program. And I say that if the situation that happened back in the 80s didn't happen, I probably wouldn't have been here, because it probably would have been a top 10 school, and I was just kind of that football player. So I was fortunate enough to be able to get a part of this, and I'm invested here. And so the opportunities, what do you get here at SMU? You get a quality education. You get connected to a great alumni base, and then you get to play college football, and then you become a legend. That's what I tell kids. And don't go just be another guy. And then you get a chance to come in and play early, man. You get 4 years of film instead of 1 or 2 years of film. And so I love that about SMU. I love that we're trending towards a top 25 top program. I believe that. I believe we are. Rick Hart has done an unbelievable job, our AD, of casting that vision. You see it with the success of our basketball program, our soccer program, all the other programs here. Man, you can win here. You can. And so I love SMU. I'm a little biased, yes, because I went here, but it's a university that gave me a chance to live my dream twice, as a student athlete and then now as a coach, and I'm invested here, man. I love it here. It's a great place, and it's a great place to have the full student athlete experience. And so that's the cool thing, and that's why you should come to SMU, man, and you get to be a part of this tradition and really write the tradition. You know what I mean? And so that's why you should come to SMU, man. Pony up.
Well, I, as a former running back, I should be kicking myself.
Right.
I didn't mention Doak Walker. How
no
can I
question,
forget
Doak Walker, man. The house that Doak built, man. No question, man. And once again, a local guy that came here and did that. And so, I mean, like I said, we have guys that've been here. We've had you know, all kinds of players. I mean, we can go through the list, but you know, you can name those guys. And you know, we are a smaller university in a big city. The cool thing you get is, you know, University Park, Highland Park is kind of a college town. Mm-hmm. So you get that small town feel, but then you got the city that's 5 minutes away, the big city. So I think SMU is unique, man. It's, you know, not many university has that opportunity that you can get. And so you can become a legend here. And that's how you should be thinking. You know what I mean? Don't go live an ordinary life. Why? Why be average, man? You can wake up and be at why? Right. Why not be the greatest you can be? The greatest. That means there's nothing equal to or greater than. Mm-hmm. All right, not just being great, not being greater, the greatest you can be, and SMU provides that for you. And so that's what I would challenge people to think like that. And we got some local guys to stay home, and got some big name guys and different things like that, different people to come here. And so I'm excited for what the future is headed. We got a great staff. I mean, Kevin Kane, our defensive coordinator, is unbelievable, man. He's a guy, played at Kansas and came from North Illinois. Unbelievable person. He's going to be a fast riser, bright mind, cares about his players, man. And I love just being underneath him. Rhett Lashley, you know, our offensive coordinator, another up-and-coming young guy that loves football, loves being here. And then, you know, you got the whole offensive staff from Jamal Powell, our offensive line coach, to Chris Brassfield, our running backs coach, to David Grew, you know, to Josh Martin on the offensive side. And you got Brett Dearson, our defensive tackle coach, which I love, man. An unbelievable guy that I get to work really closely with, who's a guy that's passionate about the game and fundamentals and coaches his players hard. And we kind of feed off each other because we meet a lot together. And then you got Kevin Curtis, kind of a Texas legend, went to Texas Tech, and comes here, brings an energy and a demeanor of guys that wants to be here. And then you got Trey Haverty, our safety coach, who does an unbelievable job bringing the juice, and another guy that's kind of a Texas legend, a local guy. And I'm excited, man. And then obviously Coach Dykes, and then our whole support staff is unbelievable, man. And so I believe this. I've learned this at different places I've been. You win with people. You really do, man. You win with people, genuine people that care, that want to be here, that are committed to putting the student athlete first and develop them as a person and then a player. And we have that. We have great people here. And I'm excited. I really am, man. And so you got guys, you know, all our staff is coming back. I'm excited. I'm excited. And so,
you got me amped up, man. I'm going to say pony up. Coach, I appreciate your time.
Pleasure,
like,
man.
You're going to be a head coach pretty soon.
Man, I appreciate that, man. You know what? Right now, I was taught blossom where you plant it, and so I'm DN's coach. I'm excited about that. But, you know, I'm just learning from great coaches and great mentors, great people in my life that help shape me. So the guy that you see today is not just because of me. It's because of great people in my life that invested in my life. And I'll leave y'all with this, man. There's a big difference between coaching and investing. Coaching is caring about the player as the position, what he can do for me on the field. And there's a lot of coaches that do that, man. It's like, okay, he got that sack from me, that's all I care. And then you know what? I don't care about him. But investing in a player is totally different. And I tell my guys, I want to invest so much value in your life that I earn the right to challenge you and to encourage you to reach more than you ever thought. I care about you as a person. You know, how's your girlfriend? How's mom and dad? You know, how's your brother? Okay, I understand, man. You just had a tough time on that math test. Okay, what do we need to do? I care about them as a person. This is a 40-year relationship, not a 4 years. And so what you're gonna get from Coach Joyner, what you're gonna get from the coaches here at SMU is people that are gonna invest in young people's lives, not coach them. You know what I mean? You can get a coach anywhere. Can you get an investor? Can you get somebody? You know, and I challenge everybody, no matter if you're a coach, you're a businessman, or whatever you do, invest in people's lives, man. Invest. What you give will grow, man. And I learned that from Frank Gans, and so he's a great special teams coach here, and so that I'm here to serve others and to invest in people's lives, man.
Well, you're definitely doing a great job, man. We wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it, man.
Keep doing your thing, man.
Always, man.